Hello dear students, today we will study the chapter 5 of the Vedic period. Introduction. In the last chapter we saw that the emergence of developed cities and the beginning of urbanization. During the decline of the Indus Valley civilization, a new group of people came to the Indian subcontinent. By 1500 BC, nomadic cattle herders from Central Asia migrated into the Indian subcontinent. They crossed the Hindu Kush mountains and came into the contact with the Harappan civilization. We got information about them from the Vedas. The Vedas were sacred and religious texts of a group of people called the Aryans. These texts, however, came to be written down 200 years ago. Students memorized the Vedas and when they grew up became teachers and taught other students. The tradition is called Shruti. The Aryans, who were simple people, settled in the regions around the Indus River and its tributaries. They called this land the Saptasindhu. They then migrated to the Indo-Gangetic plains and Deccan Plateau. Their arrival marks the beginning of the Iron Age. They brought the horse and the horse-driven chariot to the Indian subcontinent. Next is sources of history, the literary sources. The Vedas were rich sources which helped us understand the period. They were written by sages, that are sadhus or priests, and tell us about the important practices and rituals, and also list the rules the people need to follow in the society. There were 4 Vedas: the Rig Veda, the Sam Veda, the Yajur Veda, and the Athar Veda. The Rig Veda is the oldest of these books and is believed to have been composed approximately 3500 years ago. It contains 1028 hymns called Suktas. These hymns were in praise of Agni, the goddess of fire, Indra, the warrior god, and Soma, a plant from which a special drink is made. The Sam Veda comprises hymns sung by priests during the important ceremonies and sacrifices. Means it had hymns that were sung by the priests during important ceremonies and sacrifices that even happen today. The Yajur Veda contains a set of rules that must be followed while performing different religious ceremonies and sacrifices. In the Yajur Veda, there are many rules that the people have to follow when they are doing religious ceremonies or sacrifices. The Athar Veda contains songs, charms, and magical spells to keep evil away. Archaeological sources. The people use 4 types of pottery: black and red ware, black slipped ware, painted grey ware, and the red ware. The most popular types were the red ware. However, the most distinctive pottery of the period is the painted grey ware. The Aryans introduced painted grey ware pottery to the Indian subcontinent. This pottery comprised bowls and dishes and painted with geometric patterns in black. This kind of pottery was used either for rituals or for eating by the people from the upper classes. The early Vedic period. The information that we get from the Rig Veda draws upon the life and culture of the people. Social and political life. Early Vedic society lived in settlements or tribes called Jana. These Jana were governed by a ruler called Rajan, who was elected on the basis of physical strength and bravery. In order to advise the ruler, there were assemblies called the Samiti, which were attempted by few very special people. Was known as the Sabha. Priests also played an important role in the society and were called Purohitas. As Vedic recitation was very important to these people, the children belonging to the household of the priest studied in Gurukuls under a guru whom they served. The children of the rulers learned the skills like archery, horse riding, and chariot racing. The people who did not belong to the same group, spoke different languages, and did not perform sacrifices, came to be called dasas. Later, this term came to refer to as slaves or servants. Mostly these comprised of the people captured in war. Occupation. The Aryans lived semi-nomadic lives in the beginning. They were hunter-gatherers and lived off the land, moving from one place to another. By the 12th century BC, the Vedic society had transitioned from the semi-nomadic life to settled agriculture. The people reared cattle and engaged in agricultural practices for their food. Cattle was the main source of wealth for the Aryans, and the amount of cattle a family owned signified the family's social status. Fruits like berries, dates, plum, amla, and jamun were collected. The later Vedic period. Later Vedic society came to be divided into four groups according to their birth. The highest in the hierarchy were the Brahmins, who were mainly teachers, advisors, and priests. The second group of people were Kshatriyas, who were the rulers and warriors. The third group were the Vaishyas, who worked as a cattle herder, potters, weavers, and other craftsmen. The last group were the Shudras, who had to serve the other three groups. Initially, it was a division of labor, but later the division became rigid and members of the same family had to follow the same occupation. Intercaste marriages were not allowed, and the position of women was very bad and it deteriorated. The ruler's position became hereditary and his position became unquestionable. But nobody in the entire state could question him. Towards the later Vedic period, the significance of the cattle came to be replaced by land. Archaeologists have found seeds of barley, wheat, rice, and pulses that suggest that the people were agriculturists and lived in villages. Iron came to be used during the later half of the Vedic period. Ironsmiths had an important position in the economy. They were potters, craftsmen, weavers, carpenters, jewelers, chariot makers, and tanners. Tanners is a person who is employed to color the animal skin. Next is burial. You all know what is the meaning of burial. Burial is a place where the dead bodies are buried after the person dies. Many burials have been excavated in many sites of the Deccan, South India, Northeast, and Kashmir. The dead were buried with their heads buried north along with pots containing the belongings. From the burials we come to know the position of a person in the society. When a person is buried with many ornaments and household items, it indicates that he or she was an important member of a tribe. Some burials have also a few objects. This suggests some difference in status among the people who were buried. Sometimes iron tools and weapons, skeletal remains of horses, and horse equipments have been found in these burials. When some burials have more than one skeleton, it may be estimated that the many have belonged to the same family. The people who were buried later were found through a round or rectangular entrance known as a pothole. Stone boulders were placed near their burials so that it was easy to locate them. Perhaps the people would return to these burial sites to pay their respect to the deceased. Deceased is a dead person, and this is a picture of the burial site, and this is a picture of a megalith. Now, what are megaliths? The term megalith refers to large stones used to construct a monument. Megaliths have been found in the Deccan Plateau in South India. They were huge stone boulders that are circular in shape. These were embarked as burial sites. Many megaliths have been found with agricultural tools, black and red ware pottery, and ornaments. The agricultural tools suggest that the people were agriculturists. Traces of grain have been found near the megaliths. Some of the well-known megalith sites are Brahmagiri near Bangalore and Inamgaon near Pune. And at the last is a video showing about the Vedic period that you can find in the PDF.